why the device was ever used to provide power, the vast majority had to be accumulated to an...
It was all part of your plan then? Both the trial and the sentence?
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontainians for millennia had it only been used for that. But only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne, shaking the rules established by Celestia and breaking through the institution that is the Seven.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Farina nor Focalor, but for the Hydro Archon. The destruction of that divine throne, if I do not misunderstand your intent.
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet.
But...
Oh, what? Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And
all you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very...
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well... Hydro Dragon, don't cry. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty of essentially the same crime? Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principle stole the power you ancient dragons possessed. I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence itself. So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontainians as humans and their right to exist. In other words, existence was Egeria's justice, and to me, defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on, that, at this point, we, whether it be myself or all other Fontainians, have shouldered the burden of this sin for far too long.
So even Farina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. She did very well. If she had let her, it seems that trusting humanity.
I believe that I understand. How would you build on this?
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Eudex of Fontaine has pinpointed. I'm sure you've.
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Linny did mention that he heard a human. It now seems that.
And then I became one with the oratories, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes. Alas, you're under. In truth, it isn't. Oh, you. My work. But really, the vast majority has been. Had to be.
It was all.
Indeed. This power accrued over 5 centuries, but.
So the oratrices. The destruction of that divine throne.
Returning what's. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the High. Oh, what? The authority of the ancient.
All you've done throughout the.
I've never quite seen it that way. Hydro Dragon. I must say, had it been within my rights, Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea. And the heavenly. I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence. So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, The descent of the Fontanians as human. In other words, existence was Egeria's justice, and to me, defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on. That at this point, we, Iudex Neuvillette, the highest judge in our land.
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, I see now that that was your... At last, I now understand the true purpose behind this position. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them... You are a devious one, Focalors. Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Neuvillette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Iudex Neuvillette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
What just happened?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection? I have a feeling that something huge just happened.
But since we're all still alive and haven't been dissolved, I assume whatever happened was good for us.
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
But didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't be defeated?
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means, I now have the ability to separate the power of the Primordial Sea from that creature. We should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice. The root of the calamities befalling Fontaine the beast that enacts the prophecy. Its name is the all-devouring narwhal. Come with me, traveler. The hour of execution has come.
Done my best to separate the power of the Predator away. Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source. Unless we can find a way to attack it from within. I shall share a part of the ancient dragon's power with you. We shall look for an opening.
Everyone hold hands!
Sorrow turning into hostility.
Let's play through the Temple of Wisdom!
Everybody stand back!
Wind Strider! There is no escape!
Committed to memory!
The all-devouring narwhal cannot resist its instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility. A chance will present itself.
Adventure time!
Illusion shattered!
I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment and use my power to suppress its root from within.
Let's play through a little.
I'm going in! Let's move!
Wind Strider!
Committed to memory! Sharing my knowledge!
As one with wind and cloud!
Let's light it up!
Let's play through a little.
Wind Strider!
Teamwork is dreamwork! What?
Shine down!
Committed to memory!
Let's light it up!
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but... oh well. It was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime. Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they bumped into one another earlier than I thought. What a blunder. I suppose I'll...
That power.
Paimon has an idea. From what it's just that he gave us the impression that she was, less talkative.
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the all-devouring narwhal without using power from beyond this world. So you may speak to me as equals. I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its looks. All in all, it fails as a pet.
Miss Skirk?
The point being...
Well, being that this pet almost destroyed it, so what sort of person is your master? Well, child's master's master.
Oh, right. So you don't know him. His name is Sir Tologi.
Huh?
I am unfamiliar with that name.
Huh. So Master isn't sufficiently famous.
The Fowl?
Still nothing? Well, how about the Visionary? Vetterful...
Ooh, that one we've heard! Rhine part of the Hexen Circle.
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master. But I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is likely a similar sort to Rhine. They are both pursuing some form of perfection.
Wait! Didn't you also mention a visionary person? Paimon did...
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you. Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to digest. As such, the fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What?
Not to worry. Focalor has...
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Farina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Initiate emergency rescue! Hurry! Hey, lend a hand!
water's receding!
It's a miracle!
Water's receding.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
Are you alright?
We're saved. The prophecy was wrong.
The soil renewed. The Suite of attacks post-disaster rebuilding. I recently visited Poisson to meet with Miss Old soil can still give birth to new bloom, Miss Navia stated. Hope is like seeing a small cookie when you're starving late. Skyship Winglet, Booner Brain of the Fontaine Research Institute. The various disputes that have arisen on account of Mr. Edwin have suddenly become a shield over the Institute. With Jurier people always call the first researcher mad, but few know what to call the second. Wow! Paimon barely recognizes the people in the reports. Are those really Jurier or not?
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The Steambird's idea was pretty simple. With a disaster just having passed, we would print a free edition. The value for these big scoops lies in their inevitable follow-ups. We'll publish further reports and go into the stories behind those people. Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created a true flying ship, while Navia is leading people in the reconstruction of their home.
Paimon's curious too! Wait a minute. Didn't we
And that's exactly why I'd like you to come conduct interviews with me. You're the best incubators of news, if you haven't noticed.
Are you sure? Hasn't he turned you down several...
Oh, this time will be different. Come on! Let's head to Poisson first, and then make a trip to the fortress.
Yeah.